Let me ask you something. When was the last time the Chargers drafted a running back who actually lived up to the hype? I want you to stop here and write your answer in the comment section. I literally want to know. Because if you've been following this team long enough, you already know. It hasn't exactly gone as planned in recent years. Ryan Mathews, he had flashes, no doubt. But the injuries stacked up quick, and you could never really rely on him long term. Melvin Gordon, a lot of hype, a lot of expectations. But the production? It never truly justified the cost of trading up in the first round to grab him. So, when the Chargers used a first-round pick this year on Omarion Hampton, I'll be honest with you, I had my doubts at first, not because I don't like the player, but because I've seen this story before. But after diving deeper, watching more of his college film, hearing from people who've studied his game up close, and really understanding the context of how this pick came to be, I've got to say, this one feels different. This doesn't feel like the same mistake being made again. This feels like the kind of move that might actually pay off, and that's what I'm here to break down today. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Let's just start with the obvious. Nobody is saying Omarion Hampton is going to come in and have a LaDainian Tomlinson type of rookie season. I'm not even going to pretend that's a realistic expectation. LT was special. We're talking about over 1,200 rushing yards, over 1,600 yards from scrimmage, and double-digit touchdowns right out of the gate. That's a once-in-a-generation type of rookie season. And honestly, it's unfair to put that kind of pressure on any rookie, especially one who's walking into a backfield that already features Najee Harris, a proven NFL veteran who's coming off 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. But what I do think is realistic, and honestly pretty exciting, is the idea that Hampton could have the best rookie season since LT. Better than Ryan Mathews. Better than Melvin Gordon. And when you look at the big picture, it actually makes a lot of sense. First of all, this pick wasn't made out of desperation, and that's important to understand. Unlike with Mathews and Gordon, where it felt like the Chargers were reaching just to fill a need, this time it feels like they truly took the best player available. Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh didn't have to force this pick. They didn't have to justify it based on roster needs alone. They simply believed Omarion Hampton was the best talent on the board, and they took him. That's the kind of conviction you want to see from your front office, and the production speaks for itself. Back-to-back 1,500-yard rushing seasons. Only 2 players in all of college football accomplished that over the past 2 years. Omarion Hampton and Taj Brooks from Texas Tech. That's an elite company. Hampton's ability to stay productive year after year, despite defenses keying in on him, shows you just how tough and consistent he really is. One of the things that really stands out when you watch his tape is his running style. Defenders bounce off him, and somehow he keeps his balance and keeps moving forward. He's the type of back who actually gets stronger as the game goes on. And you know who loves backs like that? Jim Harbaugh. You can already see the fit here. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that this exact running style is going to translate perfectly to the NFL. It's a different level of competition, but that mentality, that ability to keep grinding, to keep fighting for extra yards, that doesn't just disappear. That's who Omarion Hampton is as a player. What really gives me hope, though, is his ball security. This might be the most underrated part of his game. 2 fumbles. Only 2 in 38 college games. And just to put that into perspective, Ryan Mathews and Melvin Gordon combined for 11 fumbles in their rookie seasons alone. Mathews had 5. Gordon had 6. That's a nightmare. You simply can't have that from your lead back. Hampton, on the other hand, comes in with a track record of protecting the football. And that's something this coaching staff is going to love. So, what's a realistic stat line for his rookie year? I'm not throwing out fantasy numbers here. I'm looking at something like 700 rushing yards, maybe 850 total yards from scrimmage, and a handful of touchdowns. And honestly, that feels well within reach, especially when you look at the way this offense is being built. The Chargers aren't hiding their identity. They brought in Mekhi Becton. They have Joe Alt. They're stacking that offensive line with absolute monsters. And why? Because they want to run the football. Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman aren't shy about it. They want to impose their will on defenses. They want to control the clock, wear teams down, and win games the old school way by running the damn ball. And that's exactly the kind of environment where Hampton can thrive. Of course, the big question is workload. How many touches is he actually going to get with Najee Harris in the mix? Let's not kid ourselves, Najee is going to get his. The man's a proven workhorse, but Greg Roman has always been about riding the hot hand. And if Hampton starts producing early, you better believe he's going to earn more and more carries as the season goes on. And here's where it gets interesting. Melvin Gordon, in his rookie year, had 184 carries, but he only managed 641 yards. And get this, 0 touchdowns. That's right, 0 rushing touchdowns, 0 receiving touchdowns, none. You want to talk about disappointing? That was brutal. And the crazy thing is, Hampton doesn't even need 180 carries to beat that if he's more efficient, which I fully expect him to be. He could top those numbers with far fewer touches. Another area where Hampton could make a huge impact is in the passing game. His receiving numbers improved every single year in college. As a freshman, he wasn't used much, just 6 catches. But by his final season, he had 38 receptions for 373 yards. That's real growth. And when you look at how underutilized the running backs were in the passing game for the Chargers last year, you can see the opportunity here. Joe Hortiz even called him a 4-down back, not a 3-down back. A 4-down back, that's high praise. But to stay on the field for all 4 downs, you've got to be able to protect the quarterback. And that's another area where Hampton shines. He takes pride in his pass protection. He's willing to do the dirty work. That's how you earn trust in the NFL. That's how you stay on the field. And honestly to me, he is the ultimate team player. No ego, no complaints. Just a guy who wants to win. And when Hampton was asked about sharing the backfield with Najee Harris, he didn't flinch. He didn't make it about himself. He said, "I think we can be special." That's the kind of mindset you want from a rookie. I particularly mention one game that stood out, the double overtime thriller against Appalachian State. Omarion Hampton ran for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. That's the kind of performance that puts a player on the map. That's the kind of game that makes NFL scouts take notice. And if you really dig into his college career, you'll see that this wasn't a one-game wonder. He was the guy for North Carolina, and he did it without a stable quarterback situation last season. Defenses were loading the box against him every single week, and it didn't matter. He still produced. He still carried the load. So, yeah, I'm excited about what Omarion Hampton can bring to this Chargers offense. I'm not saying he's going to be the next LaDainian Tomlinson, but I do believe he has a real shot to be the most productive rookie running back the Chargers have drafted since LT. And that's saying something. But hey, that's just my take. What do you think? Is Omarion Hampton the real deal, or are we setting ourselves up for disappointment again? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Go Bolts!